All right, we're back on.
Good job. You got it this time.
I've noticed that the way the headset hits your head,
Yeah.
it gives you the Nick Saban bald spot.
Oh, boy.
Your boy.
No,
Your BFF.
definitely not my boy.
Yeah.
Your favorite.
On multiple occasions, not my guy.
Who do you prefer, Nick Saban or Bill Belichick?
Nick Saban? Who the hell's Nick
I
Saban?
love Nick Saban. Nick Saban is the guy I hate. I take any other human over Nick Saban.
So me.
Yep. That's
Eagle?
how much I hate him. Yep.
Me, Peeze. Me.
I am
Me,
Peeze.
Mo, and Eagle together.
Yep. As one person.
As like
You
a
become
totem?
like what's it called?
A totem.
What's that show with like the robots come together? Voltron. As
Power
Voltron.
Rangers.
Or
Voltron.
Power Rangers. The more popular.
Power
of the two.
Rangers.
Yeah. That's so cool. What's going on?
All right,
More
kids. Welcome
You
back.
had too much coffee.
Eh?
You had too much coffee.
You definitely did. Welcome back to Div
Yes,
3 now,
coffee.
as we will recap the week that was and get ready for the week that will be. So dive into it. Let's talk about the...
Hi, Eagle.
oh, hi, Eagle.
Hey, Bird.
Hi, Eagle. Oh, GM to my far
Oh, love. There you go.
right.
What
Peeze
did he do to
Simone.
you?
Nothing. Eagle's a little bit under the weather.
He's not.
better. He's better.
He's actually looking good today. Like,
He's
not
better than... Yeah, you know what?
for the
Compared
first
to
time
where he
in a long
was
time.
Saturday to where he is today, he's much better. Much better than where he was.
Cool input. Mo.
Let's dive into it. Div 3, talk about the, soon-to-be named Hall of Famer who had an awful game against the Brotherhood
Everybody has bad nights
on
sometimes.
Monday Night Football at
This
the
is
Bear.
Joey Taylor.
Joey
Tays.
Taylor, who
Joey
they
Tay.
lost 25-7 to the Brotherhood. Your boy, Joey Taylor, 14-20 for 112 yards and a massive 1 TD, 2 INTs.
Yeah, bad game.
Theo
It
Jaya,
happens.
3 TDs, 102 yards passing off of 15-29. What do you take away from this game, gentlemen?
Well, when Brotherhood has their full roster, they're as dominant as we thought they would be.
Yeah. They also didn't
So
score a ton.
analysis.
I thought
Yeah, but-
thought this was a bad
Yeah,
matchup for
but
2.5
Dan's
Downs.
a good team.
Yes,
though.
but I thought it's a bad matchup for 2.5 Downs,
Yeah,
and
but
it
like
did
it's
not
a good
appear that way.
defense though. Like
It's a fine defense.
it's good enough to stop.
So are you saying
them.
that athletes are required, to beat this type of offense that is run by 2.5?
Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Oh, I think they know what they're doing. I think by now Brotherhood is not surprised by a 2.5 Dan. I wouldn't say circus, but style of play.
Because style play and circus don't mean the same thing. So yeah, it's not
No, but you
surprising.
understand what I mean. Like it's a different show, and I feel like they know by now. Brotherhood won't be like there's a bunch of guys that probably the first time they played Joey Taylor is like, what the hell is going on? You know, what is this? But now they expected it. They had a game plan for it, and it worked really well. And I think yes, you need athletes to shut down Joey Taylor's offense, but also you kind of need to know what's going on. You need to
Yeah.
anticipate their
And,
offense.
and you need to be able to reroute guys and
it's
mess
what,
with the timing.
it's what they do best with Kwesi and Theo, and that's what they do best is adjust to what's going on and kind of like on the fly kind of thing. And I feel like going forward, this is a great match.
That's
You
what they
also
did
need a
very
very
well,
good
though.
rusher, and Kwesi Gordon-Mall shut down Joey Taylor, 4 sacks. Joey Taylor
It's disgusting.
moves side to side, moves up in the pocket towards the line of scrimmage, trying to get distance from the rusher. Usually, it will not work against.
To be fair,
Gordon-Mall.
Kwesi's a disgusting rusher.
Yes, I mean he's a nice guy.
So
He's a beautiful man.
so we have the
He's one-
blueprint
he's one-
to
What?
beat.
Yes.
We have the blueprint to beat 2.5 Downs then.
I have a
Just
fantastic
be
rusher
freak
and
athletes.
very I have a
but also
ridiculously stacked
and
roster.
who are also smart higher division players who know how to shut down that kind of offense.
Okay, now let's get to the real deal here.
So that was not
Sunday night, 10 p.m., Lachine Field 3. Darksiders, lightweight.
How's that the real deal?
Darksiders went
It was
32-14.
a
Now we're
terrible
keeping a
game.
fine total here of.
Why are we having the correspondents talk about their own game?
I know.
Because-
Thank you, Jim.
Do you want to talk about you?
Well, no. I want to get thoughts of Peeze.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Simo's terrible.
Thank you.
That's
Well,
all.
13
It
to
is.
32.
I think you said it 16 times on the field.
Yeah.
13
was
to
counting.
32 for 123, 2 TDs, 1 INT.
Well, first of all, you were scorekeeping, so I probably did not have that many completions.
Oh, yeah. Trust me.
Oh,
yeah.
you did.
You
At one point, Simone's play calling was corner overthrow, corner overthrow, corner overthrow, corner
It was open
overthrow.
though.
Not really. I mean, the size. Yes, out of bounds was open. Correct.
There you
And
go.
that's where you threw it. So, I mean, lightweight's a good team. Both teams had guys arriving
you.
late, so it's kind of a mess. And I don't have a ton more to say about this.
I'll say it.
So you can.
Okay, go,
Yeah.
Mokan.
I thought Fred Morissette looked much better this week.
How was he looking better?
Well, he has a goatee now.
He was much better than
Okay,
what
no,
you did.
he was better than week 1, but he's still not himself.
No,
That's
I'm
correct.
saying he was much
Like,
better than when
there's
he looked
no-
last week.
He's a good we talked about it. He's a very talented quarterback, and this was a bad outing for him.
You guys had no answer for Jeremy Anderson. He bullied you guys. And then that disallowed touchdown that should have been caught. That should have been a touchdown. Was not allowed. Their defense.
Well, that was
played well.
Travis Moses' touchdown. That was disallowed. Yeah.
Was it Travis?
Also,
Oh,
it
Jeremy.
didn't
No, it was
matter.
Travis Moses.
Travis
It was
Moses
Travis.
touchdown.
It also didn't really matter.
And then pick six by Jeremy Anderson pretty much sealed the fate of.
Well,
Lightweight.
there was 3 minutes left in the game. We're down by 19 points. I mean, what do you want us to do?
Score.
Have dinner?
Score.
You can have dinner.
Score.
I was
that?
hungry after the game. So.
I was too.
Anyway, demolishing by your team. Congrats, Peeze.
Thank you.
Dominant performance by your
Cool.
team.
I mean, if guys would have
To be honest,
time-
I honestly thought it was two teams looking pretty poor. Like,
both teams.
neither
both teams
team looked at their best.
No. You look great, Peasy.
I disagree.
We'll leave
No,
it.
no.
I know my Darksiders team, but I know
I know
Simo's lightweight team.
Darksiders, and it's not.
It's not there yet.
You
and
guys won.
Yeah.
Kudos to that, but it was not a good outing for you guys. And if you play like this every week, you're gonna go 3-7.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, here's a team that probably won't go 3-7. GM's Top Sauce with a 21-18 win over
Eesh.
QB movement. Simo, you were there for the game.
Eesh.
It
It
wasn't
was-
really the.
I noticed though that after this game, after their first game, QB movement really lit up Alex Holloway for his predictions. That he made in his article before the season. But weirdly, after they lose, they had nothing to say.
Well, here.
It's amazing that it happens.
And
right?
it's almost exactly the way Holak predicted it too.
But that happens, right? Like we make a prediction, which we're supposed to do, and then like we're wrong, which we always say, so we're wrong. It happens, and then, but then when the teams themselves are wrong, like it never happened.
Well, Miles Gibbon and Vince Cedrone combined for a 25 for 62.
Okay, so I score kept that game.
Yes.
Miles Gibbon was slightly off. Yes.
He was injured too. He told me he had a lower body injury that.
Okay. He was slightly
him.
off. It was not. His deep ball was not very good. It was bad. I told you at some points, like he's throwing ducks. Like the 40-yard bomb was not looking good, but his receivers did not help him whatsoever. Jim could attest to that. There was a lot of drops. Top Sauce made some plays defensively. They adjusted well, but if you're dropping a 7-yard hook, like, what do you want a quarterback to do? You know, so. Both quarterbacks played really poorly. Vince did not play well. He had
Mr. Don.
Yes, Vince Nardone. Sorry, he hit the turf more than any players. It's not like he's overthrowing. It's just it felt like the pressure was getting to him. He was forcing balls.
But why though? Is it because the defense that the QB movement presented was problems for him, or was he just not reading the field properly?
The playbook was good. He was making the right calls. He was not making the right throws. The reads were there, but he was just. It's either because the rusher was getting to him and he was under pressure, but there was something that wasn't working, and his ball delivery was not on point as it usually is, and he just had a bad night.
You can frazzle Vince Nardone, and this is the type of team that can do it. The QB movement, they're a quick team. They can rush the quarterback, and that's a recipe to beat Vince Nardone. And this is a game where basically Top Sauce is in a better position to win, as like the roster's constructed at the moment, where I think quarterback movement will get better throughout the season. I think Top Sauce they're the type of team that's competitive out the gate. But like it's one of those games where Top Sauce I think are happy to have quarterback QB movement early in the season.
All right, so who has a higher ceiling between these two teams?
Teams?
Well, Top Sauce were missing a few guys too. Like they weren't.
Who
Top
was-
Sauce were
who
missing
was
Rob
missing?
Allen.
Rob Allen, right? Okay.
they-
Yeah.
And that meant that GM had to play defense.
But you got a pretty good tackle, though, my man.
No, but they have Bryden Streeter, who played defense for you guys, got hurt. He popped his shoulder, got back in the game, popped it again, decided to come back.
does that
a
often,
third
though.
time. Like, but what? Stop.
But his shoulder always pops out.
No, but like he popped the first time, it didn't look so bad. He got back. He got off the field, popped it back in, stayed off the field for a while, and then the second time he popped it, it looked terrible. And then he turned around, it's like he was screaming in pain, but still decided to come back like half an hour later. Please stop.
And
at
still
some point.
balled out.
But when he came back,
but honestly,
the
if you
second
dislocate
time,
your shoulder, you
it-
shouldn't
it
come back.
did-
Yeah, that's
When he came back the
no.
second time, it didn't look good.
The other, for QB movement, I was gonna say Top Sauce are obviously a better team, but Yoann Miron is not a guy a lot of people know, but he's a very talented player. Thierry
Yes, he
Gervais
is.
as well, and Adrian Kellman. That it's a good. Their top end is probably better, but Top Sauce are probably a more balanced team across the board.
I feel if Rob Allen would have been there, you probably would have bailed out Vince Nardone on a few throws. He would have moved the chains for him because Vince was struggling to place it in tight spots. So Rob would have given him that.
And
Jump ball ability.
it's that the QB movement. First of all, they showed up. They were all there like an hour early.
Oh yeah.
They brought the ladder out and they were running drills on the sidelines.
Yeah,
It
they were locked
helped
in.
tremendously, as you can tell. But more to the point, the defense, like they played man like 80% of the time, and it was like honestly that's what flustered Vince more than anything else. And against a lot of teams, like playing man for 80% of the game will be difficult to adapt. So even in Division 3 where you have a lot of athletes, having these guys playing man on you the entire game, it wears you down.
Well, Adrian Kelman boldly proclaimed to me last month that he would have 20 touchdowns, 60 catches, and close enough to 1,000 yards. He
Okay,
had
so-
one catch for 4 yards.
So he had the targets, he had the opportunities.
Yes.
One of them got picked off by Justin McLean.
Yeah.
He got bullied by Justin McLean, and the other one should have been picked off by Justin Blanchard. Both 40-yard bombs. He was not even close to the ball.
No, just
He got beat by the defender.
just want to bring up the point that he
He won't.
boldly proclaimed
He will
would
not get
have.
20 touchdowns the way he played on Wednesday.
All right.
Also, it's hard to get 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, no, but like it's possible.
Yes.
But the way he played is
But
not
also,
the way
like,
you get 20 touchdowns.
Once you get to 13, 14 touchdowns, defenses don't let you get touchdowns.
no.
I agree
That's
with
the
you.
other thing.
But he was not like he went deep on Justin McLean twice. The first one, Justin dropped him. The second time, I was like, don't go there. Like he's their best defensive player. Why are you testing him? And he got picked off, and the game was over there.
We look at the division, West Division and Conference B.
Okay.
Top to bottom, all worthy contenders. Two teams at 2-0. You have two teams
I
at 1-1.
disagree. I disagree with the bottom of this division. I think Laval's Finest is the best team in this division by
I think the Los Angeles
large
best team in
stretch.
the Division 3 altogether.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Junkyard Dogs, Dirty Dogs,
I feel bad for them.
Bearskins, Malud. I don't think these teams will compete by the end of the season.
No, it's a West
West.
Conference B
Oh,
West.
B West. Okay, sorry. Well,
B West.
either way, the two Dogs teams I think
Yeah.
are
I feel,
are in a
feel
bad
bad
spot.
for the Dogs.
Yeah.
because they're
As-
gonna have 3 losses just
As
because.
bad as the Michael Vick situation, or less bad.
It's been long enough.
Yeah.
No, I feel like they're gonna have 3 losses just because of the games they play around divisions. But aside from that, it's a stretch for Junkyard Dogs and Dirty Dogs. Like it's good for them to move up Division 3, but they're playing against very
But it's not
tough
this
opponents.
like
man.
they're types of teams that they'll get better through time. Just not enough time has passed for them to be competitive.
I agree,
in
but
Division
I
2.
feel like due to the conference they're placed in,
Mhm.
they're gonna have a bad record overall.
Yep.
Just because they're playing Laval's Finest in 2.5 times, and it's a conference of that.
But when you look at East and West in Conference B, I mean, there are some pretty tough outs. Whether, again, we talk about top sauce, albeit a shaky game against QB Movement.
Yes, I'm happy I'm in Conference A.
But Le Malud, they're a pretty decent team.
They didn't play well this week.
They didn't play well.
I
No,
honestly,
they were not that
I-
great, but
Having played against them and having lost them, they're not spectacular. They'll be okay. They're not great,
Bearskins,
That's
though,
what they always are, though.
Yeah,
Except
they're
that
middle
one
of the pack.
season they destroyed everybody. But
but they were also in Division 5.
Bearskins,
it was
though.
4, right? Anyways, doesn't matter.
Guillaume Barassa, former Laval player who had 2 touchdowns for
Guillaume
the
de Palma?
Skins.
Guillaume de Rassa?
Guillaume Barassa,
Okay.
yeah. And he was the guy that they actually picked up from the free agent camp from
Yep.
December, right?
Yep,
So,
he had his first start yesterday.
and so we can rank however we want this division 1 through 10, but I think on any given day, I mean, I think it's still too early to tell who is the best team in the West,
It's
but
the
let
Laval's
alone in the
finest.
entire conference. You think so? But I mean, look, for Laval's Finest, they will play KHP at some point. during
Cool.
the
It's the
regular
Lost
season.
Finest.
Yeah, and I believe that game will be this week
It's the Lost Finest.
in Brossard on my field, actually, 6 p.m.
Okay, pull up the you
I have it right here.
Pull up the schedule. Tell me
KGP.
who could they lose to?
Well, look, here we go. Well, they got KGP this week, right?
Okay.
Toughest
That's
game
a
so
win.
far. Le Malud will be a tricky game for them.
That's a win.
Okay, go on.
Top Sauce,
That's a win.
GM.
Go on. Just go on through the schedule.
All right.
He's not going to talk about it, so let us do
He's
it.
not
Two
going to
H-
pick against his own team.
2 HD.
That's interesting, but a win.
Yes, that's interesting.
QB Movement.
That's a win.
That's probably a win.
Junkyard Dogs.
Win.
Mm-hmm.
LGM and then
Win.
Bearskins.
Win.
Okay,
They have,
so
they have maybe
The only team
one
that's
or two
good
losses.
is doing well for them. Right
the
now.
only loss they could have is 2.5 ends. Maybe Top Sauce if
if
they have
the
a bad
stars
outing.
align.
If they have a bad outing, no, it's possible. They Top Sauce as the personnel to keep
Yeah.
up with the Lost Finest, and they could play against Dylan Taylor's offense. But if Dylan Taylor has a good night, he's going to put up 50 points, which is something he can do.
Yeah.
But we could also see a Dylan Taylor throw 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 possible trap games for them. But otherwise, that's an 8-2 record.
So minimum 8-2,
Minimum 8-2. I see them going 10-0.
I'm inclined to agree with Simo.
10-0.
Yes. They'll be
I
that
think
one
they're the
team.
best team in
That was the
Division
biggest
three.
question mark for Laval's fans, finding the quarterback, and they found it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they couldn't replace Rob Shrub right away. They went Justin Lavallee, didn't really work out, and now they go.
It wasn't bad.
But it wasn't the right fit.
No.
No, it just
That-
didn't work.
Didn't work out. Robert Dejean, is he the next great player in
Define
Division
great.
3?
I mean, he's
Well, the next look, we spoke about him earlier in the show, right? In the lower divisions with Dope Boys.
Yeah, define great.
But now here he is playing Division 3, off to a sound start with Alex Lever's roster.
Yep.
3
Mhm.
TDs, I believe, in the first 2 games.
Yep.
Is he the next big receiver in Division 3 that will?
I mean,
make his
it's
way
not
up
a
to
stretch
Division.
because he's a CIS player, which a lot of Division 1 and 2 are.
He's a must receiver.
So I mean, I can see it happening. It just, it's also in FPF. It's also about surrounding yourself with the right circumstances and having the right quarterback that can take advantage of,
Yep.
of your abilities. And Alex Lever in Division 3 anyway is definitely that guy.
Alex Lever could feed somebody to 20 touchdowns. I feel like Robbie's gonna be noticed this season. There might be a team in Division 2 that picks him up, or Division B or A next season that decides to give him a shot. He's good enough to make the jump, but it's only a matter of if somebody can take a chance on him. You can't just build a Division 1 team out of the blue. So is somebody in Division 1 going to say, hey, we'll give this guy a shot and we'll see what happens?
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
By the way, the Simon Dagenet stat line of the week. He owes us $16 from last week. This week, Peeze,
I can't even buy coffee.
1 INT. That's 5. He had 20 incompletions, so that is $20.
You're not very good at math.
So you owe us $20.
So $36 you owe us now.
36. Thank you, Eagle,
$36 after that.
for punctuating that point.
Brotherhood. I know we spoke about it before, but watching Theo Jaya, I feel like he's regressed as a quarterback. Would you
I
agree?
disagree.
Or does he not have Kevin Kaya?
And that hurts.
I mean,
Are you underrating the fact that Kevin Kaya was the best receiver on that team?
in the division.
Yeah, he look. His
Well, he was,
wingspan
though,
was like literally from one field to the next field.
You
Like,
saw him play in CIS, how good that guy is. Now you have him in FBF where he's even able to shine even more because there's no tackle and you can touch him. So they lost their best receiver, and that's given that they had Jamoggins.
they have a pretty good team.
He hasn't
Omar
regressed.
Smith-Jackson coming off a major knee injury.
Theo hasn't regressed. He just lost his best receiver.
He's 44% passing.
Okay, but they still win.
They're 1-1.
And like I'm
The first
I'm
outing.
not sure. I'm also not sure that the entire roster fits. Like Khalil Kerr not there this week. I remember
Well,
someone.
they said Khalil and Omar can't play. at the
Yeah,
same
like
time.
so like that hurts you when you can't.
Someone's going to
so
be eligible. and
Not
someone won't
only
be
do you not
eligible.
have Kevin Kaya, but then you don't have like one of the 2 next guys
well,
on
you
your
have
team.
Jamal.
Okay, I know it's fine, but
You have
like,
Jamal, Kwesi.
You're playing
but
straws
still,
at
it's
that
still
point.
yeah, and you
But is it
Quay
really?
Johnson as well. Like there's lots of talent, but like you're always gonna be missing a piece, and the team
Yes.
always gonna feel. Like, and then do you have continuity if you always have one guy in, one guy out? Like
Because you
I don't know. I don't have the
develop
answers to these questions. I just
the
posing
problem
the
to me
questions.
is
You
if you
can't develop that connection as you want to.
if
Yeah.
you get your offense get used to using certain guys in certain ways. So if Theo gets used to using Khalil in a certain way, when he's missing, Omar is not Khalil. They don't play the same way, so you can't just replace him with someone else.
Yeah, but who's more valuable in your mind? Is it Khalil Kerr or
I think Khalil Kerr is the better option for this team because they have Jamal and they have other pieces that could kind of play that big man role, whereas the speedster, the true speedster that could go in the duo with Kwesi that they had last season is not there anymore. They need that duo. When we played them last season, then we played them a few times,
you play them week 4?
and then we played them in the playoffs, is the fact that these guys, they're so fast. They have Kwesi and Khalil, and on top of that, you got to take care of Jamal and take care of Kevin Kaya. Granted, Kevin's not there anymore, but you have to protect the deep ball against Jamal, and you have to protect the underneath slants from both sides now. If you take away one of the sides, then it's a bit easier, and you take away the other guy, then you get what I'm going with this. It's just I think they need Khalil back to really help them.
So
I
if you
think
can't
he's a-
fit both guys on the roster, who do you prefer?
That's Khalil Kerr they'll take.
To me,
100%.
I agree.
I think Khalil's a better fit for this team.
But will they choose Khalil Kerr over Omar
Friendship.
Jackson?
Well, I don't think it's just friendship.
Brotherhood, perhaps.
Yes.
Well,
Bloodlines.
maybe Khalil couldn't play full season. I don't know. There could be a bunch
But
of
I'm
reasons.
just saying, like to us, the choice is clear. We
Yes.
think Khalil. No,
He's
sorry,
yet to play a game Khalil Kerr this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, right now, 2 games in for Omar Jackson. Again, coming off major knee injury surgery.
Yeah. Omar
2 years ago.
needs a little bit more time to get back into it. It's only the second game in what, like 2 years?
Yeah, it's going to take him a full year to get back to actual
He hasn't
regaining
played
close
in a
enough
long
for
time.
range
It's
of
not just
motion.
like a season, you know?
But would you agree that Theo's stats might regress a little bit? Because, look, you lose all
Because
that
you lost
talent.
Kevin, yes.
Kevin,
But-
Kilker may not be an everyday option
His,
for
his
him.
offense needs to be revamped around the new personnel, and that takes a little bit more time than he probably anticipated.
Well, we'll have to find out how that plays out
Yep.
moving forward as well. Finally, one last thing here. Last week we talked about Joy Taylor's Hall of Fame stats.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the percentage of him going to the Hall of Fame is what?
The same.
For
it hasn't
me,
changed.
it's 100%.
100%? What about you, Simone?
I see him as first ballot in my opinion.
So
We're-
first
we're
ballot
at
would
this-
be this year.
Yep.
I don't think it's gonna be first ballot.
But that's
Because
fine.
the reason
To
why I
me,
bring
he's
this up
absolutely
now,
first
think
ballot.
Hall of Fame discussions will be coming up
I
very
think
soon.
I think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any
So then,
jabs at that.
if he's a Hall of Famer now, why will he be more of a Hall of Famer in 2 years?
Because does anyone know who he is in Division 1, Division 2?
That's my point.
That's
I feel
the
that
biggest point, right?
most of the voters won't go that way until
That's okay.
they-
People have been wrong before.
until the stats are kind of shoved into their faces. And
If you look at the list without the stats, you will vote Joey.
if you
If
campaign,
you look at the list without the names and just the stats, you will vote to Joey
keep
Taylor.
keep
There are
campaigning for Joey Taylor.
305 people eligible.
Yes.
Just
And Joey Taylor to me leads that list.
But the problem is, GM, and I've brought this point, and Peasy knows my stance on
Hey,
this
you're
whole
also
view,
eligible.
is that every single year there's, 5
too.
player inductions, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All 5 are coming from Division 1 or Division 2.
Not always.
No, there was a
But,
few.
but the problem is these guys don't know enough of the Division 3s, the 4s, the 5s.
It's starting to change.
But people know Joey Taylor now.
It's starting to change.
Is that going to change in the voting process? Probably
and
not,
and
man.
we saw that with
Alex
Mitchell's
Weaver.
finest going to Division 6 and poaching a player from Trinity.
Yep.
So there,
Well, that's because of my character recruiting the
I understand,
kids,
but
so
I'm
that's
saying-
different
but my point there is CIS players and CJ players are playing in Division 6, Division 5, Division 4, and through time they're moving up with the cap system. Nobody stays in low divisions long anyway because you get once you do anything of significance, your cap gets affected and you move up.
Also,
I still think it should be weighted.
also
if you
Joey
have-
plays in Division B. Played in Division B in the spring, where a lot of Division 1 players play in the spring because they play 2 teams. They tend
They
to
will still won't vote for him because it looks ugly.
no,
though.
but
Yeah,
but they see him and they're like, what?
because if Joey Taylor looked like Dylan Taylor, he'd get it.
Yeah, exactly.
But he sees this guy. He's like, how is this guy 8-2? We played him. He's trash. And then you realize, okay, so this guy
But he
is
scored 6
8-2?
touchdowns on us though.
Yes. So at some point you're gonna have the ego, the reality check that he's actually pretty good at this.
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of time. But the time is not 2 weeks.
I think he will be in the Hall of Fame. I still don't know if it's first ballot.
I don't think
Don't
so.
know if enough voters know who he is.
I don't think it's first ballot, but he's gonna get there sooner than later.
Look, all I know is we're not supposed to divulge our votes.
I
Joey
will.
Taylor, Hall of Fame.
I will.
I'm not supposed to talk about my
You know
votes,
what? I'm going to
but
post it as a Facebook poll question.
you're gonna be the next patch and all.
Who will be my vote? And I'll list all these
Yeah,
guys.
that's what I told Rob. I said
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote Joey Taylor,
Absolutely.
and the other 4 votes I'll let the people choose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
So we're potentially like open to making changes to the
100%,
voting of
GM.
this.
But like, if you have 5 inductees, why should all 5, in theory, come from Division 1, Division 2?
They should not.
because it's a
Well,
Hall of
they could.
Fame.
I know, but GM, at some point, it's going to
I
run
don't
out.
understand your point.
That means every second player is going to be a Hall of Famer in Division 1.
No, but I don't get your point. Is it because it's a Hall of Fame?
But you're celebrating the best players.
I understand that,
Yes.
GM. But look at the classes. How many classes have gone in now? 6?
A lot.
I don't know.
Since
You're asking the wrong
2011,
guy.
right? 2011, right? 7 classes.
Okay.
And I don't know the number off my.
I see your point that at some point there's not going to be any more Division
Yeah,
1
like
players
every
in
second
that.
player is going to be a Hall of Famer.
But
It loses the value.
it's
for
also
Division
a
1,
recreational
Division
league
2.
where if a guy's ceiling is Division 4, for instance, why should he be penalized?
But he shouldn't be penalized though. He
Maybe.
should, he
But are
should-
they putting in that ceiling? Are they putting up monster numbers? Like an example that I frequently go to is like Alex Lever is a Hall of Famer who was
Yes.
voted in, and he's not a Division 1 player.
I
No, it's
agree.
not. I agree.
So, but he's merited it based on his play. So
Yes.
these players need to merit it based on their play. No.
If you look at a guy, okay, let's take
Look,
for
the
instance.
big fear was guys from Division 5, Division 6 because of the cap. That's not even possible. Most guys will make it to at least Division 3 if they are players of substance, right?
Yeah.
yes.
The cap just is built that way.
So let's take for instance a guy like Jesse Dupuis.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look purely based on stats and what they won, there's no doubt this guy deserves to be a Hall of Famer in FPL.
Yeah,
It-
when his time
in
comes.
time.
Yeah.
But my
In
question is, Simo, is this: does anyone know who he is in Division 1?
but
Okay, but
If
and they're the voters,
but
right?
if
You
these
think-
guys look at stats the way they
but
should
even
be,
on that like 8 guys one another team with that stupid like 1 cup name to it, like 8 guys 1 cup or whatever that
Yeah.
he was mediocre in Division 3.
In his first season in Division 3, yeah.
So
Yeah.
his ceiling is probably Division 4.
Okay.
With that in mind.
But if he ends up winning 6 championships in Division 4 and then he goes up and doesn't do well, goes back to Division 4, wins a championship, goes up to Division 3, doesn't do well, goes back to Division... Like, if that's his cap and he's playing at the height of that level, why not reward that?
Okay. That's something that we're discussing right now.
Yeah.
Weighted. It should be weighted, I think.
To me,
I said it as a
it's
question, but I meant it as a
Yeah,
statement.
yeah, that was a question. Not a question, not a statement. Don't know what
I'm
you mean.
tired, okay? This is hour 3.
All right, it's now time for
Games of the week.
All right, GM, time for the games of the week here for Division 3. Here we go. 3 games. 3
It's
games.
funny because you rushed, but he was clear that he wasn't ready.
I know.
Laval's finest KGP. Will
Laval's
KGP keep it close,
Is there a
knowing
spread?
that Phil
Oh, keep
Cutler knows this?
Oh, you wanna give
this
us a spread?
team. No spread.
I go
Laval's
with
finest.
KGP.
I mean,
Oh, upset pick.
I hate anything Laval, but give me the finest.
You go to Laval frequently.
I hate it. I hate every second of it.
Isn't
It's
your
like
brother
going to
live there
Jersey.
now?
Yeah, I know.
Hometown heroes, junkyard dogs.
Dogs.
Hometown heroes. Double digits.
I like
Go
what
with
we
the
said at the same time.
dogs.
Harmony.
Go Dogs.
Don't say that. You're not allowed to say that.
I know.
You're a Gators fan. You're trash.
And Purple Rain against Looney Goons.
Purple Rain.
Rain.
Look at that. Give me some Prince.
Purple Rain against Lunagons. If they're holding a 13-0 lead, Purple Rain, I have them winning.
Yo, they need Jason Prince on this team, just because it would be
I
awesome.
hate him so much.
The
Can we
Prince
fight-
or
no.
Jason Prince?
Smoke on.
Smoke on.
I like Jason Prince.
I like Prince too.
Jason Prince.
I like Jason
Jason Prince, you're fired. For what? I don't know.
I like him.
You're just fired.
I hate Mokan though.
And remember, so this time we'll do it.
Good night, Athens, Georgia.
Oh, I hate you so much. See, the thing about Mo
Roll
is
Tide.
he tries to be the most
Funny?
unlikable person.
No, he tries to be like.
What was your trash with your cereal that you eat?
Yo, guy?
Organic
Count chocolate?
flax? No, organic. Oh, shut up. Shut up.
See,
Turn off his mic. Turn off his mic.
seedless oatmeal.